Hello Taurus, I'm Poetic Heretic and this is your May 2017 tarot forecast. Now I am doing something a little different this month. I'm going to draw the cards on camera, shuffle them and draw them on camera and just kind of see how that goes, see if you guys like it better, see if I like it better, see if it works better. Perhaps it'll make for a more intuitive type of reading, so we shall just see how it goes. Also, Taurus, happy birthday this month if it is your birthday. I hope you have a really great birthday indeed. So, let us begin. So first I like to just mix up the cards in this way. Really make sure that they're mixed up in the deck, and then I shuffle them this way. So, this will be a Celtic cross forecast for the sign of Taurus for the month of May 2017. Celtic cross for the sign of Taurus for the month of May 2017. Wow. Alrighty, okay, there we are. So, outside influences, the Three of Swords, that is a very good card to pull. When this card's reversed, it's talking about hope and recovery and relief and things of that nature, you know, things getting better, and it's representing your current outside influences right at the beginning of the month. The challenge card, we have the King of Swords reversed. Okay, this could talk about an adult male air sign that causes some potential issues for you this month, or it could be referring to the non-personal meanings of the cards, or in which case we have the energy of dullness, not seeing clearly, not thinking clearly, not perceiving things clearly, and so you might want to be careful with that. For the underlying energy, we have the Emperor. Okay, the Emperor talking about discipline and willpower and order and structure. For the past and issues you've had to deal with, we have the Knight of Cups, alright? And of course the Knight of Cups talking about love, romance, a forthcoming romance, emotional introversion, and we'll get into it. For what you hope to achieve, the Nine of Swords. Okay, very interesting in the hope to achieve position. Looks like you're trying to overcome some kind of worry or concern, but let us just see what the rest of the cards say. The near future, the Four of Swords reversed. Very interesting. Your attitude or position, the Six of Pentacles, outside force coming in, the Hanged Man, hopes or fears, the Knight of Swords. So you guys got both the King of Swords and the Knight of Swords here. Interesting. And the outcome, the Five of Swords reversed. We like it when this card is reversed. So let's look into this here. Okay, like I said at the beginning of the month, you're starting off with the Three of Swords reversed. And that is talking about the energy of hope and recovery and relief, things getting better. And so you're seeing some definite improvements right at the beginning of the month. But with the challenge card being the King of Swords reversed, you still might not be seeing clearly, and you might not be thinking clearly. You want to see things, you want to try to see things accurately, see things as they are, be perceptive. The King of Swords, when he's upright, talks about breakthroughs and discoveries, and so you might want to aim for that as well. You know, try to be very perceptive and logical and think clearly. For the underlying energy, you have the Emperor. And so this is talking about everything forming the foundation of your current situation. And the Emperor is talking about discipline and willpower and order and structure and stability, which you guys also got another 4 here coming up. And then Aries, before you guys got literally 3 4s, but you guys have 2 4s. Interesting that they keep showing up so much. But so, things around you, I mean, this is a good sign really, because it's saying that you have a solid foundation. I mean, what a card to get for the foundation of your situation. It's talking about having a solid foundation, basically. And sometimes the Emperor can even take the form of a person, like an older man, usually. And kind of weird how I just mentioned Aries, because this is an Aries card. So maybe even an Aries man is going to be significant to a lot of you in some way. But yes, order and structure, will, discipline, stability. And yet that's contrasting with that 9 of Swords coming up. But let's go to the past and issues you've had to deal with first. So we have the Knight of Cups. And this is talking about things around love, romance, creativity, emotional introversion, looking within, being sensitive and perhaps even withdrawn, sometimes naive or gullible. But usually when we see the Knight of Cups, we think romance. So it could have been an issue around a romance that did not work out so well, and now at the beginning of the month you're beginning to recover from it. That would be the most likely scenario, I would say. However, it could have been other emotional issues. If it hasn't been a romance, then it would have manifested as other emotional disturbances of some kind. And maybe, in like the negative sense of the card, having that naivete or gullibility, and perhaps that leading to some kind of ruin that you are now recovering from at the beginning of the month, although you still might not be seeing completely clearly with that King of Swords there. So remember, you want to do that. So in the hope to achieve position, we have the 9 of Swords. So this is an interesting dynamic, because the 9 of Swords typically is talking about something that you're worried about, worry, trauma, shock, stress, anxiety. But when we have it in what you're hoping to achieve, it's likely saying that you hope to overcome that. But, I mean, that's not good enough for me. So let's see what else we can kind of glean from this. Knowing that it reflects the underlying energy, which is the Emperor, it's likely saying that you're hoping to achieve a sense of order and structure in your life again, maybe even regaining your own stability. Sure, maybe things around you and the foundation of things are stable, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you are feeling that way. You might want to really overcome this worry and concern and get your stability back, basically. It's kind of what I'm thinking. And that's even more backed up, as I see here, by the next card for the near future, which is the 4 of Swords reversed, which is going to talk about, among other things, disorder and chaos, not having that order and structure in the near future, though. But of course, that's going to contrast with the Emperor down here. So, this is for the whole month, the Emperor. Let me just say, the underlying energy. This is only for the near future. So while overall there's this foundation of order and structure, in the near future of the month, early in the month, there could actually be something that tries to contradict that, you know, a possible threat to the order and structure of things. And so again, when we look here with the Nine of Swords, you're wanting to overcome worry, anxiety, concern, sleepless nights, things like that. Then that may very well could be it. However, on a completely different note, I would say the Four of Swords reverse can talk about an inability to rest, a need to rest, but feeling unable to do so. And then at other times, it can also be an unwillingness to do so. And so as we look back here, we have, well, this is interesting. We have a funny sort of dynamic because the person in this card is not resting. The person in this card is having a sleepless night. And here we have this indicator that you're unable to rest, or perhaps unwilling to rest. Maybe this is saying that you don't want to rest. Maybe things are a little too rigid for some of you, and you're fighting a little too hard. That could be it as well. I would not be surprised. So a couple of different possibilities, but it's having to do with the themes of order and structure, rest or lack thereof, and worry and concern. And it can also, well, with the Four of Swords reversed, there can be this idea of stagnation and blockage. And yet, it's not all so dark because, again, right at the beginning of the month, we have this influence of hope and recovery around you. So improvements, but still challenges, blockages, stagnation ahead. However, I don't think it's going to be all that bad because for your attitude or position on the situation about halfway through the month, you have the Six of Pentacles. And this is talking about the payoff and rewards and day-to-day activities and having things in, guess what, order. And so this is how you're feeling. You're feeling like you're getting things in order. You're feeling like you're getting things in balance. You may even feel like you're beginning to get the payoff and rewards for your hard work. So, challenges, improvement, challenges, improvement. Now for the outside force coming in, we have the Hanged Man. So this is interesting because the Hanged Man talks about the inner world, looking within, withdrawing from the external. It's talking about introversion. It's talking about emotion. And I could see it being linked to the energy of the Knight of Cups, largely, because we are talking about the element of water here with the Hanged Man, ruled by Scorpio, but then of course with it being a 12 is going to be associated with Pisces, which are both water signs. So we're talking about the emotions, we're talking about the inner world, but it's such an interesting contradiction, or apparent contradiction, because the Hanged Man it's in the outside force coming in, and yet it's not talking, the card itself is not talking about the outside world, it's talking about the inner world. So what does this mean? Well, it likely means that something or someone is coming at you that is going to help you turn within, or make you want to look within more, get more in touch with your emotions and inner world. The Hanged Man can also, interestingly enough, talk about willpower, just like the Emperor down here. But I think it's primarily associated with looking within. This might even be someone around you who is influential to you, who is kind of looking within, getting in touch with their emotions, looking into that inner world, the inner realm, basically. And so we have this contrasting with the King of Swords energy, which is advising you to try to be very logically perceptive. So that's kind of interesting because we've got the left brain and the right brain here showing up in your spread for this month. So it's like kind of like saying you want to use both sides of the brain, which is good advice in general, you know. Be both logical and intuitive. So, for your hopes or fears, we have the Knight of Swords. And this is talking about moving forward with a certain amount of haste and perceptiveness. This is talking about being opinionated, being seeing clearly, insight and discovery, similar to the King of Swords. And so you're hoping for that kind of perceptiveness and clear thinking. And again, it's almost like you guys maybe are wanting to rush a little too much. Maybe you do need to take some rest. Maybe you are having these sleepless nights because you're working too much or something like that. And with the Knight of Swords, it's like you're hoping to just rush through things, and maybe that's not the best thing to do. Only you will know. But of course, another possibility here is that just like with the King of Swords, the Knight of Swords can talk about an adult male air sign, and so that kind of person might be on your mind in your life this month. Could be a challenge for you, and also could be related to your hopes or fears. And of course, an air sign, that's Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And I mean, if we want to get technical, from what I have studied, the King of Swords is going to refer generally to an air sign who is 36 or younger. The Knight of Swords is going to refer to an air sign 36 or older, and both being men. But I mean, especially in a general reading like this, for all Taurians out there, I would say that these could easily be the same person. It's not necessarily going to be that specific when we have a general reading. So just, some other things to keep in mind, basically. So for the outcome, we have the Five of Swords reversed. So we've almost come full circle here, because this is kind of similar to the Three of Swords reversed. We're talking about the cessation of conflict. We're talking about more optimism, lighter moods and feelings, differences resolved, things calming down, feeling better, no more fighting, no more arguing. And so whatever we had back here, with the stress, the anxiety, and whatnot, it looks like by the end of the month, it's calming down. It's largely talking about other people, but it can even talk about just anxiety in general, like being allayed or softened or whatever. All those worrisome emotions fading. And it could even be because with the Hanged Man here, you're looking within more. You're perceiving the emotional realms more, getting more in touch with your emotions and finding your center. I would say that's very Hanged Man-like. Finding your center and your stability and being very balanced and having that inner willpower. Because when we have the Emperor and the Hanged Man showing up, I think it's really talking about having that inner willpower, especially when this position can also talk about the subconscious mind. So, you guys, it looks like you're facing some some challenges. Nothing too horrible, I don't think, but some challenges, and yet the cards are really saying that you definitely have the inner will to face them and to overcome them. And so that is great. That's exactly how you want to be, basically. And all indications are that by the end of the month, things are feeling better. And there's even, when we have the Five of Swords reversed, there can even be a sense of optimism that takes place. And so that's how you're closing out the month. And so that is about it, dear Taurus. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you enjoyed this new kind of format. I am definitely enjoying it so far. It's more fun when it's like this. It's kind of more intuitive, I think. And regardless of what challenges you might face this month, know that, we've got a good outcome here. And, well, I hope you enjoy your month regardless. So this has been a tarot forecast for the sign of Taurus for the month of May 2017 from Poetic Heretic. Don't forget to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.